Welcome back, everybody. I'm Erika.
And I'm Sarah. This is the Living Understaffed podcast, the chaos we can't clock out of. I'm not even ready for this, and here we are recording, I guess.
Very on brand. Very on brand.
Okay. Erika, how's your week been?
Considering it's Monday, I'm already fucking over it, honestly. No, it's just because I was gone for most of last week.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was only there for 2 days last week. And I always think that I have everything taken care of and under control, and then I come back and there's like 14 people that are like, "Oh, good, you're back," and I'm like,
But is it because you do your job or because they can't do their job without you?
I don't know. Probably both. I forgot to make coffee this morning.
Ew.
I know. So I went to Starbucks. I 100% did not drink a latte instead of eating lunch. That didn't happen. I'm very good at eating lunch.
It's such a lie. For any of our listeners that are new to this show, that is a bold-faced lie.
Listen, it had 2% milk, so I feel like that's basically the same as food.
That's disgusting and entirely wrong. Moving on, okay?
And I ordered it from Starbucks, and I was gonna go pick it up. It took me 15 minutes to leave the building, to go from my office to the back door, because so many people were like, "Hey, do you have a minute?" And I am that person where I'm like, "Of course I do. Of course I have a minute. I have so many minutes." And then my whole day is gone.
Yeah.
And then I got off of work because I got home at like maybe 8 last night. Because I was in the mountains this past weekend. And I didn't want to go grocery shopping, and I hadn't been grocery shopping for like 2 weeks because I was in Alabama before that. So I got off of work and I immediately had to go grocery shopping. Oh, also, I accidentally locked my ID card, so I have to go to the ID card office, and we're furloughed, which means there's limited staff.
Yep.
Love that for me.
You know, if I still worked in Missouri and you were in Missouri, I could have done it for you.
Boo.
Love that for you. Entirely.
I just need to go to the Deer's office here is actually pretty good. I'm just gonna go and see if they'll let me skip the line because I'm like, I need to work though. And depending on the person, they might let me go, or they might be like, too bad.
You have to wait for 2.5 hours. Get a book.
Yeah. So I'm gonna do that tomorrow morning. And then I have a nail appointment, which actually works out really well because my nail appointment's at like noon. So no one will see me go in with nails and then come back with different nails. Not that I care. I put in leave, like, but I just don't want to hear it. Same with getting my eyebrows done. I've done that several times and people are like, "You look different." I'm like, "Crazy. All in your head.
Weird.
Nothing's different about me."
Gaslight every single motherfucker. Every single one of them. Who cares?
Yes. I normally, Sarah is the one with like, "Hey, I'm going to start a new side hustle." But I had to sign some stuff for the house, and it was like, I just met this woman at a coffee shop and to be like the notary, and she was like, she's also a contractor on post, and she was talking to me about the furlough, and she was like, that's why I'm so glad that I'm a notary. And I was like, "What are you talking about?" She's like, "Yeah, I make like $500 a week as a notary." And I was like, I'm becoming a notary. I could use that. Absolutely, I'm doing it.
I mean, why not? Who cares?
Mhm. Yeah.
I will say that my week is, oh god, I'm on day 87 of moving, and I'm 1000% over it.
Oh, yeah.
For those of you that are tuning in, I left Missouri last month, the end of
Mm.
last month, like literally
1 month, like 4 weeks ago.
less than 4 weeks ago. Drove from central Missouri to West Texas, moved all of my stuff into a storage unit. Then, my my sister and my brother-in-law are moving into a new house from the house that I was staying at. So now we are moving their entire 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom house with a full garage from one location to another. And the storage unit that I moved all of my stuff into, they had already utilized and moved a bunch of their stuff into as well. So this week has been shampooing carpets, vacuuming carpets, getting everything like ready, moving the stuff in. Also, we hired movers to come and help us, and this is a college town. These two stupid cuck college boys came to move furniture. We only took 2 trips because these idiots rented like an 18-foot box truck that uh, could only fit X amount of stuff in it. And they're also dumb college kids. So have they played enough Jenga in their lives or enough Legos in their lives to maneuver a whole bunch of... No, they sure haven't. They are inexperienced. And then on top of it, they were pissing me off because, oh no, I'm just a woman. And oh yeah, we can totally fit this one more thing in there. No, you can't. It won't fucking work. Also, they put like... Oh, I can't. It raises my blood pressure, and my sister literally, and she's gonna listen to this and she's gonna laugh. My sister is the nicest person on the planet, and I think I'm pretty fucking nice. I think I'm a pretty nice human. And my sister humbled me, basically telling me that I was being a bitch because I was like, "These motherfuckers, like, blah, 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 blah." And she was like, "Listen, you know what? I'm just thankful that they're young and they're willing and they're strong and they can lift all these things because it would just be too exhausting if we did it all ourselves." And I was like, "Why are you being so nice? God."
Let me be a hater.
Yeah. So that, and then, then of course we had the appointments. We had security and we had, um, oh God, what else? We had the home security system, we had Wi-Fi, we had natural gas. Like we had all these appointments that had to be done. My sister's still working, my brother-in-law is still working. So then I'm at the new house, no internet, no nothing, like just me and my headphones chilling. And it's just so much. So we've slept in the new house for the last few nights, but we still have stuff at the old house to like finish cleaning and finish kind of like getting the lawnmower and getting some things out of the garage. And I leave for work tomorrow. So like today, useless. I also injured my foot. I don't know what I did to my right foot, but it is absolutely painful to even like put weight on. And now I'm leaving for work for the next 10 days and it's like 18-hour days. Totally fine. Totally fine. So they have to finish moving out of the house by themselves. And they are worker bees. Hands down, they are worker bees, but I feel bad that I'm not here. And yes, we've gotten a shit ton of work done in the last week, but now I'm leaving. They're taking me to the airport. They're picking me up from the airport. Like they're doing all these really wonderful things for me, and I'm not here to help them finish with this giant move. So it's day 87 of moving. I don't know what day it is. Erika mentioned that it was Monday earlier, and I totally thought it was Sunday still. So like, here we are. It's fine. It's fine. However, beyond all of that, we have a very, very, very good friend of ours that is guesting on the show today, and her name is Trisha Otis. And I am so pumped that you're here right now. Talk about your week. How have you been understaffed this week?
Oh, can you hear me? Okay. My cat and my dog keep messing with my microphone. Okay, so I have felt true rage maybe 4 times in my whole life. I do not get angry. It doesn't happen.
For those listening, she's a literal Disney princess.
Thank you. Yes.
Well, I had my Disney villain origin story this past week. To the point where my husband was even like, I've never seen you this angry before, and we've been together for 14 years. It was a little bit cathartic to have a complete mental breakdown, spiral, rage, screaming, crying, throwing shit. That kind of felt nice. So I'm doing great. I was supposed to have my big surgery last week, right? It is a hysterectomy and excision surgery for stage 4 endometriosis. I've been waiting for 6 months for this surgery
Yeah.
because I have to have like a special fancy robot do it because I'm complicated. And then unfortunately the surgeon had a family emergency and I found out the day before. The amount of, so I have to be on bed rest for 2 to 3 weeks, which that's a whole nother, that's a whole nother problem.
More power to you, because that I would be awful at that. I would be awful at that.
I feel really bad for my husband.
Yeah. Yes.
But it was frustrating because I had already done like the tummy prep stuff, like the food prep things, and I'd stopped drinking caffeine 4 days before.
Oh, that's just mean. That's just
So I was like,
mean.
not having a good time. And then I didn't talk to anybody for like a day or two because I'm like, I'm not going to say anything nice right now. So like, and they were like, okay, I'm here for you. And then that like sent me into a weird spiral about like, oh wow, everybody hates me now because I don't ever feel angry. So when you feel an emotion you don't get very often, you just assume people hate you afterwards.
Erika knows this very, very well. Very well.
It's so bad. But, you know, things are fine. I finally kind of accepted it. Oh, and then I had like an asshole on Reddit.
Oh, I saw the posts.
I'm never posting on Reddit again. I've always just been a lurker there. Like, if I want to know, like, okay, what's the worst case scenario of X? I will find it on Reddit.
Yes, correct.
I was trying to post something positive, and apparently that resulted in me getting a fake 1-star review on Amazon. So, love that for me. It's fine. It's not, but, like, I've accepted the, like, shitty week that has been this last week, and it is what it is, you know?
I'm sorry.
So
That's brutal. What was the positive thing you were trying to post? I don't remember.
Oh, yeah, it was in the self-publish subreddit, and I just shared, hey, I sold out of my book at my launch party for my debut novel. Here's a few things that I did. I didn't promote, like, you're not supposed to promote in a lot of subreddits. So I didn't share my book title. I didn't share anything. In my bio on Reddit, it does have, like, my name and then the title of my book. So this asshole had to go onto, like, into my bio, then look me up on Amazon, and then left a bad review because he was in the, like, thread thing a lot. First of all, it popped off, and I'm like, can my TikToks or Instagram go viral, not some random Reddit post? Like,
Please,
can I
yes.
transfer that? I was trying to post, here's how I did it to bring light and love, and like in a, hey, you can do this too. And a few people just decided to look up my book on Amazon, find my sample, like you can read a sample of people's books on there, and they read it, and then this person decided to start bashing my writing, saying it's terribly written and it's very repetitive, just laying into it, and then took that exact verbiage and then posted that on gave me 1-star review on Amazon.
First of all, they could have at least bought your book.
Yes, if you're gonna give me a 1-star review, like, give me
at
the
least
money
give me
first.
money.
Or like KU reads.
Yeah, entirely.
But I'm like, I don't care if I get a 1-star review if it is authentic.
Yeah. If it's warranted, do it. It's the same thing for the podcast. If people say that, okay, great. Then that gives us like a learning curve. Like, okay, there's things that we can improve. But yeah, that's just hateful bullshit.
Yep. I'm like, sorry, you're just jealous and you hate your life.
Yeah.
And they should be jealous because you're an actual Disney princess.
I do my
Truly.
best.
It's true.
I don't think we actually I'm looking right now. I don't think we actually have any bad reviews on Spotify.
You shouldn't.
I don't think so. I was looking at Apple today too, and I don't think we have any on there as well. But I mean, in the grand scheme of things, in the grand scheme, podcast or indie author or whatever it is, one-star reviews don't matter. Any of the
No,
reviews
they don't.
If
No, they don't.
if like for writing, right? Like I'm assuming that if writing provides an escape and provides a type of entertainment in a very similar way to what we want the podcast to be, that's all I want. And if we end up like helping people, if we end up if someone signs up for the affiliates and they see results from Primal Queen or they really look at mushroom coffee or whatever it is, then I love that. But for those people that don't enjoy it or the podcast isn't their thing or fantasy isn't their type of reading, okay, don't read it. Like
Right. And that's fine. Like I was fully expecting my first 1-star review to either be some self-righteous person that like there's sex in this book or which could sell it to other people. Maybe vanilla sex. I'm working on it, okay?
listen,
Not all of us are into like Morning Glory Milking Farm. I'm perfectly happy.
Did you read it though?
I did read it.
Oh.
I also read Hallowpeens Under Duress.
Ew.
I love Morning Glory Milking Farm.
I did too.
Yeah.
It was well written.
It was really well written. And the characters were cute. I just
They were
can't.
cute.
I just can't. There are aspects that I just can't get past.
The milk jars. I cannot buy milk in a glass jar ever.
No. It ruined a lot of things for me, but it was still charming.
Charming question mark.
Truly.
What got me to read that book though is somebody on TikTok was like, it's like weird sexual Zootopia. And I'm like,
no.
Now I'm curious.
No. Can we not? Can we not compare it to a very sweet children's movie? Can we just not do that?
Oof.
That's a weird take.
I did really like the book. Like I thought it was well written. There were just certain things that I was just like, but usually books like that. Like I also read, here I am saying that I'm not into monster romance and then proceeding to name all the monster romance that I have read in my life. Also, I read the first couple of the Ruby Dixon Ice Planet Barbarians. I don't know if that counts as monster romance.
Alien monster.
I feel like that's like, is vampire monster or not, or orcs monster or not.
Yeah.
I feel like that's in the... I did read Deceived by the Gargoyles, which 100%.
But that's also because your Hear Me Out is a gargoyle.
That is true.
Which one?
Goliath from the Gargoyles show that was on.
That's valid.
Thank
No,
you.
Oh, hi.
I'm sorry.
Okay, hold on though. Do you guys remember? Okay, so listeners, Trisha has been on the podcast before, and she introduced her cat last time, and Erika, out of left field, the cat's name is Elrond, out of left field, Erika was like, do you mean L. Ron Hubbard? I'm so proud. Like, I'm literally so proud at, like, that just coming out of left field, and it was excellent, but that's Elrond. Please introduce your dog.
Oh, this is Maggie. Maggie. She says no press.
She says no.
This is Maggie.
No interview this time.
She's like, you have to contact my agent. we got her this summer. She's
very
kind
cute.
of insane, but like lovable.
Yes.
I love all the pictures.
I have been gone quite a bit, and Miss Daisy is upset spaghetti about it. Like, she is not happy that I had the audacity to be gone. And she didn't get her hot girl walks.
Oh, no.
Upset.
What
Well,
flavor, what genre of dog?
she's a pit. She's like a round, squishy-faced. Exactly. She looks like a marshmallow with a wrinkly face.
I love that.
And some polka dots.
Mm-hmm.
That's so cute.
She's very cute. The problem is that she will only poop if the vibes are immaculate, so it's a process every morning. Either that or it's the living room floor. So I'm like, love this.
She has
for me.
standards.
Truly. So she was happy. She had a good time. She got to sniff all the things. So
necessary.
Yes. Did it take twice as long as it usually does? Also, yes.
Also, yes. So let's reel us back in. Excuse me for 1 second.
Oh my God, that's so weird.
It's so pretty.
It's so pretty.
So pretty. I have been very excited about it. Also, if you guys go to our socials, we did post an unboxing video of this book. Look at this cute ass sticker.
Thanks.
Oh my God. I have to figure out where to put it to like really show it off.
You know who that is, right?
I love that in the very beginning, you're like, nothing happens to the dog. I'm like, thank you.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah, so I drew that. Raikou was my golden retriever of 14 years, and he passed away in January. And I shut down the whole month. I did not care about anybody or anything. And like, my therapist pointed out recently, she's like, the only time you cry in therapy is when you talk about your dog. And I'm like, yeah, because he's like 10,000 times better than humans.
Yep.
And he was already, because I started writing this 3 years ago, and he was already in the book just because I'm like, cute puppy, you're now in my book. Congratulations.
Obviously.
There is a part in the book that I wrote. It has nothing to do with the dog in the book, but I wrote the week that he died. I was writing in the book.
Mm-hmm.
So you get a front row seat to all of my lucid depression thoughts through the main character. So congratulations.
I mean, I do love that in a book, though.
I do too. I mean, says Erika, who doesn't actually display said emotions. Of course, she would love that in a written form.
Truly, it's my favorite thing. I'm currently reading Wide Sargasso Sea, and it's so sad. It's magnifique.
Well, and it's weird because, so this is ironic, I think, that I can't journal. I've tried journaling my whole life. I don't remember. My ADHD is like, oh yeah, we journal. We're going to hardcore journal for like 2 weeks, and then I lose it or I never look at it again. And I'm just like, oh, okay, that was a cool like 2-week phase. And my therapist has been telling me for a long time, she's like, you're a writer. You should be comfortable journaling. And I'm like, I don't really want to put my thoughts and feelings on paper because then that makes it real. And then I actually have to work through them.
Thank you.
And that's really scary. But then I started finding while writing this book, I forced my main character to go through parallel situations. And I worked things out through her, and the interactions that she has with other characters is what I either wish people had said to me in hindsight, or I got to finish conversations with people that I would never get to finish. And then maybe later in some books I might kill some people, but that's a whole nother thing.
I mean,
you're still getting your emotions out. That's the whole point.
Yep. You scorn me, I might kill your character.
While we're on this, explain what the book is about. Daughter of Broken Light. Explain the story.
I don't know. No. So Daughter of Broken Light, it is first-person point of view, high fantasy, and it follows the story of Idriel, who is the heir to the House of the Sun. And every 5 years, there's supposed to be what's called the Stone Summit Ritual. Every single house, and there's 5 or 6 houses in the land of Terethus, they are supposed to bring their stones, gifted to them from the gods and goddesses, to recharge their stones to keep prosperity, happiness, all that stuff in the land. Well, she is supposed to do the Stone Summit ritual. Her parents disappeared, so they are delayed on doing the Stone Summit ritual. The story takes place right before the Stone Summit ritual, and they have all the head leaders, like there's a big ball happening, like all that stuff. And then the sunstone is stolen. So they can't perform the ritual, which can lead to death, destruction, chaos, everything. So then her and her bestie, Ray Wynn, who is based off of my best friend, they go on a little quest to the oracles up in the mountains to get some insight, see what happened, see where the sunstone went. Because the sunstone is normally warded by the arcane mages of their main city, Kalinor. And somebody broke the wards and stole it. So they go to the oracles up north, and I'm not going to say anything beyond that, but basically it turns into a long quest across the whole continent. And through there, she kind of encounters like found family, mythical creatures. She goes through a lot of like self-discovery, like, you know, when life kind of forces you to break yourself down and like drags you through the mud for a while before you can like start to rebuild yourself. That is kind of her journey. This first book is very much a self versus world book.
Would you be okay if I superimposed the map into the show to just give a visual for people that watch?
Yes, and I have a colored version of it, and I can send it to you after this.
Oh, that would be cool. Yeah, that would be super.
Yeah, because I used a Dungeons and Dragons map builder.
If it works, it works. Listen.
It did. Yeah. So maybe Incarnate, the company, will sponsor you guys. Soft plug.
Awesome. That'd be awesome. Oh my God. Yeah, we are going to see Trisha. She's going to have her own booth as an author at the Lit and Libations event in November, which how is that? Is that going to fuck with your bed rest schedule, lady?
That is so, a little bit.
Okay.
I have to sit down. It's going to be really awkward. So I have to sit down the whole time, but I've been given permission to spend about 20 minutes to go around and talk to people since I am the president of KC Book Beat. I want to make sure the vendors know that like I'm very grateful that they are there. Like I think that's important. I did want to tell you guys, so my cover, let me talk about my cover for a minute.
Please.
It is beautiful, right? Like it is everything I could have ever imagined. It looks like me, it feels like me, and it is because of Melissa of Madison Chase. She designed it. She did all of it. She did my whole cover.
I love
and so she has to be my friend forever now.
Obviously.
She was so sweet because she started it out of the kindness of her heart back in, I don't know time frames anymore. At some point earlier this year, Melissa started doing it, and I loved what she had originally done. And then I sat on it, and I was like, for a few months, and I'm like, hey, you don't have to do this because you're doing this because you love me for some reason, but
you're an asshole.
I know. But I was like, these are some like comparison covers that I wanted a little bit more. I wanted it more close to like, not quite what like romantasy covers look like, because I don't want it to look all the same, but like more involved. And before it was just blues, grays, and whites, but I was like, that doesn't feel like me. So then this like sweetest person on earth, she took it upon herself to spend months like creating that. And I know it was challenging for her as an artist, and I'm shocked she wasn't like cursing my name while dealing with Photoshop. But
oh, that's so awesome.
I know I feel forever indebted to her, but anytime I bring it up, she hits me with a metaphoric newspaper.
Or crazy thought, maybe she was happy to do it because she is your friend and she loves you.
That's weird.
Same. Oh, no, I agree. Don't tell me that. That's disgusting. I will tell you that, though.
Yes. But I am very grateful. The author community here is just incredible. And she is a fine example of that.
Very true. And for listeners, if you go back a few episodes, Madison Chase was on the show. They did on the show a few weeks ago. So yeah. Lots of really cool things going on. So
Yes.
for you, Trisha, first of all, I'm making a comment because we did talk a little bit. There is some spice in this book. There are some sex scenes. Can we talk about how I want one of those amulets so hard? So hard.
I know. Did
Wow.
you start reading it?
What? The book?
Yeah.
I'm more than halfway through.
Oh. I had no idea.
Yes. Yes. I love that they're connected. Well, I'm not going to put too much information in there. Readers, there are some spoiler alerts, so just note to self. But I love the connection between that. Also, I love when, like, at the very, very beginning when they're at the ball and she, like, spots him across the crowd and they have their whole, like, I love that kind of, like, tense connection. I fucking love that.
Me too.
So, give me an amulet like that, whoever my
know.
person is out there. Jesus.
I know. So my main male character is actually based off of my husband. Because he is I'm not going to get teary-eyed. He's been working 60-hour weeks lately, and I miss the crap out of him. So, like, every time I talk about him now, I'm like a sad girl vibes. But he's my best friend. Well, him and my best friend fight over me all the time, but but he's a lot more reserved, and so he just like he's that guy where like, oh my god, my wife is like having a psychotic breakdown, but he just sits in the corner and just like lets me cook, and then hands me coffee, and then is just like, do you want me to fix this, or do you want me to like help, like do you want me to just vent to you, like what do you need from me right now? And I'm like, I just need you to like run away with me into the woods is usually the answer. But the way that Eldrin, my main male character, and him are very similar is that Landon, my husband, he's very much like very cinnamon roll, golden retriever, but in a like an old golden retriever way where he's very friendly. He wants to be helpful, but he's a lot more reserved.
Aww. That's so
And he's very much like, I'm going to let you go and do all the insane things you need to do, but I'm also going to force you to take care of yourself. And that's very much how I wanted like the dynamic between the two of them to go. Because Idriel, the main characters, are very based off of me when I was in my early 20s.
Oh,
which is
okay.
when the poor guy met me.
You're like, this is an ode to you, but it is also an apology. Just let you know. Yeah.
He was just happy because I was 20 or 21 when we met. He was 23, and he was like, oh my god, there's a hot nerdy girl talking to me. Okay.
It's like, oh, you have no idea.
Yeah, pretty much all the characters in my book, except for one or two, are based off of real life people.
I love that.
That's great.
Which is, I have D&D raised me, and so I have character sheets. Every time I introduce a new character, I formulate their character sheet, so that way I'm like, consistency of eye color, hair color, mannerisms, all this. And does Erika know? So, in my second book...
No, she doesn't.
Okay, I'm really excited for this.
Okay.
In my second book, and this is mentioned in the first book a little bit. And
Erika's shaking right now. She's like, oh, fuck.
So, in the second book, they have to go to what's called Rathgar's Mire, and that is consisting of multiple... Yeah, thank you. Consists of multiple covens of cannibalistic swamp witches. So, back to every character is based off of people that I know.
Mm-hmm.
So, you guys get to be the head of the cannibal swamp witch.
Yes. Literally, my dream job is a swamp witch. I can't. Yeah, that's my thank you note to you guys. Because the history of the swamp witches is that, like, I mean, it's a long history for them, but basically they rejected all men in their life because they realized they were more powerful than the men. And so, but then they migrated to the swamps, set up their like little homestead there, and
they were like, well, we don't want the men anymore. They're not like valuable or worth anything like the men witches. I don't know.
Mhm.
So they're like, well, we don't have food resources out here. So that's when they just started resorting to cannibalism. So they started like luring men into their swamp to kill them and eat them. So my Google search history is about to get really weird.
I'm so excited. I'm stoked. If I was going to be any character, it would be a cannibal swamp witch.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure that maybe for an upcoming Halloween, we we have our own, like, costumes made. But Trisha, whenever you get, like, the character sheet done for the swamp witches, we'll put it on our socials and be like, "Listen, I need you to be aware of us. I just need
Yes.
you to take note."
Yes. Well, and I'm almost done drawing you guys as raccoons. Do you not know about that?
No.
Yeah, she saw the really early, sketch, like, before it was colored in, before any of that.
Yeah, I'm almost done with it. I got mad at my Procreate thing for a bit, but I'm almost done drawing you guys as feral podcast raccoons.
I'm going to get that tattooed on me somewhere.
Oh my god.
Seriously. Seriously. I'm so excited about it. I'm so excited.
I put you guys as these characters because I love you. That's my love letter to you.
Yes. I could not ask for a better one. Truly. What did I do to
Real.
deserve this?
For real. Greg, I know you're listening to this. I need you to take note that there is no better love letter. Just need you to know.
Truly.
You can try though, boo boo. You can try.
He knows where he stands.
Yes. Oh, so explain to me how you feel being published. This is your first book. Like how was the publishing process? How do you feel now that like you hit the submit button, the done button, and it's out there and it's live?
So this was probably the most surreal experience of my life because I was about 10 or 11 years old when I discovered Lord of the Rings. That's where it all started. And between that and then I always had a love for reading when I was a little kid. And believe it or not, I used to be more introverted. Like I didn't talk to people when I was a kid. I know, weird. And so I just fell into books and that's all I did. So between that and then discovering Lord of the Rings, my brain was opened up to fantasy. So this is literally a 25-year-old dream.
That's awesome. It's beautiful.
Hold on. I'm 35. It was a 10-year-old dream. Yeah, the maths. Okay, sorry. That was weird.
Your dream has a fully formed
Frontal
prefrontal
It
cortex.
does.
Yes.
It can rent a vehicle. But yeah, so yeah, it's been a 25-year-old dream of mine to write a book, and not many people get to say that that they fulfilled a lifelong dream. And to be honest, I never thought I would because for a lot of reasons, I grew up always feeling the black sheep. I was just kind of an emotional tragedy all the time. I never felt like I belonged anywhere in life. And so books obviously became my big refuge. And then I discovered fan fiction websites in like 2003. And that helped me writing Lord of the Rings fan fiction. And for some reason, I wrote Scooby-Doo fan fiction. I'm not really sure why. That was a weird...
We love a mystery.
I was like 13 years old. Maybe it might have been a collab with a friend. I have no idea. It's dead on the internet. But then like obviously Zanga helped me with like journaling. But then honestly, what really pushed me towards writing a lot more and getting better at writing was in 2004 to 2008 or so. I was really active on these role play servers called Gaia Online.
Yes.
Yep. But I was in I've always been a book and literature snob. If you ever talk to me about like dissecting like literature, I get really pretentious. And I know it. I try really hard not to, but it just happens.
Same.
I blame my mother for exposing me to her college literature classes when I was in 7th grade. It's her fault.
Ooh, yeah. That'll do it. That'll do it.
But on this forum, Gaia Online, they had roleplay forums that were like the theme was like you're in a tavern, or like people owned like roleplay taverns or whatever. But it was like captioned literates only. And the threads had rules to where you have to type minimum of 3 to 5 sentences, or like minimum of 3 sentences, full punctuation, full grammar. So it actually was more like improv writing. And that actually really helped me flex my dialogue capabilities, because here I was interacting with other people in real time. So I had to learn how to have my characters react to somebody else doing something. And then you would have some random person come in and crash into the bar, interrupting your conversation, and you had to react to that. So like, it sounds silly, but it really helped. And then I moved into World of Warcraft for the roleplay servers and did still similar types of roleplay. So like, it's all the silly little things that like made me the weird. I wasn't feel like I was actively known as a weird kid in school. If anybody from high school is listening to this, they're like, no, she was really weird. No, I didn't feel perceived as weird. But it's just so strange to think like my Lord of the Rings obsession and then these like silly forums and World of Warcraft all funneled into, oh, I feel confident enough to actually do world building and write a fantasy book.
Yeah.
So
what a beautiful feeling that 25 years into it, it's culminated in this particular event. And now you're how many words into book 2?
I'm about 13,000 words into book 2. I keep getting distracted because I wanted the first book, I wanted to make it light on world building because I wanted to make it digestible I want you to learn the characters more. I don't want you to have all this lore dump, all of these like name dumps, because I get overwhelmed when I'm reading that, and I've read high fantasy my whole life.
Oh yeah. We what did we do for book club last month? It was The Innkeeper, and it so good. But the number of times I had to go back to be like, who the fuck is that?
Yes.
And the audiobook was absolutely splendid. They're wow. Just wow. Narrator was phenomenal.
So good, yeah.
The number of times that I had to go back and be like, wait, who the fuck is that person? So I appreciate that in a sense too, because my brain these days is just not as spongy as she used to be. And I appreciate the slower approach.
So yeah, in the second book, I'm really diving into not lore dumping, I hope. That's what editors are for. But I'm getting really into, okay, here's the bigger picture, because it is taken from Idriel's first person point of view. So you're just getting her viewpoint of the world. But the second book, I have 2 point of views.
Ooh, I love that.
I have Idriel's, and then it's not really a spoiler, but I don't know if you've met her yet, but there's another character in the first book named Merowyn. She is the other point of view in the second book, because she's a lot more cynical. And I needed to have there is a plot reason of why I did 2 different POVs. So like I split it for a reason, but you get a lot more in-depth world building, not from somebody who's been sheltered and kind of naive. But because of that, there is a lot more like, here's all these names and things. And so as I'm writing, like I was writing about Eldrin's like his runic tattoos on his chest. And then I was like, oh, I should probably come up with a whole arcane magic runic alphabet. So then I did that for 3 hours.
Totally
It'd
fine.
be like that sometimes.
Totally fine.
It's like you give yourself homework when you don't want to do your main homework.
Correct. Side quests.
Yes. Well, and part of that is, this is going to be a trilogy, the Sunstone Chronicles. And then after this, I am going to do a novella of somebody. And then after this, I can't decide the order which I'm going to do it. I want to do a romantasy, probably a duology that goes back to the origin story of this world. and what happens with something I can't tell you until the third book.
Great.
And then there's also this opportunity where I'm like, well, there's the Order of Celestial Mages where it's an arcane school of magic. So
I
what
love
if I did a book series of like the scholars at the arcane
Mhm.
school of magic?
Love that. Love that.
So we're going to be in this world for about 12 years, kids.
I'm so pleased.
Buckle
I
up.
actually, maybe this is controversial, but I definitely like especially if it's high fantasy, I love a series that takes place all in the same world, even if the stories don't connect. Like, one of my favorite series by Raymond D. Feist, the Rift War series is like the first 4.
Yes.
And I love those books. And then after that, he wrote a few books from the other side of the rift. And then later it was like the 2 princes, like their stories. And then like so it was all the same world, but it was like different perspectives. And I just love that.
Yeah. Here we go. One of my favorite book series. So this is like a chunk. This is The Serpent Bride. Side note, I went through a phase in high school where I thought dust jackets were unsightly, and so I threw them all away, and now I hate myself.
Mhm.
Yep. Same.
But The Serpent Bride, it's shiny, you can't see it. The Serpent Bride by Sarah Douglas. This is a trilogy, I think. This is the kind of like high fantasy that shaped my writing. But you can see she does that same thing. Like she has 3 different series where the Wayfarer Redemption, Troy series, and the Crucible, they're all in the same world, but they're different stories.
Mhm.
And that feels cool.
On the romance side of things, Meg Becker's universe is like great connected. And there's all these like arms of the tree that tell this story of the best friend who, falls for the sister's brother or whatever. Like all of it is like interconnected and it's fucking lovely. So it's super I love that. I love that so much.
So Meg has like her own Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Yes.
100%.
It's
I
great.
love that so much.
It's so good.
One of my absolute favorite moments when I'm reading a book is when I'm reading it and I read about a character that was in another book and I'm like,
And then you remember it and you're like, oh yeah. Oh yes.
Yeah.
yes.
Top.
Yep.
Top. It's the best feeling. So that's really cool that you have this plan already.
Yes.
These things. So in a sense, because the book that I started writing, which to anyone listening to this, no, it's not published. Eat a dick. But
It will be one day. Give yourself some credit.
So the goal for that was to publish a few years ago. Life happens, like that's pretty normal. But my therapist, that was the suggestion from her amongst the journaling and the gratitude stuff, that she was like, the things that you've been through, the trauma, the depression, the anxiety, like whatever it is, why don't you write about it? Like, why don't you tell stories about it? Or why don't you do this? And I'm like, that's stupid. It's not stupid. Like what I started turned into like a romance, like spicy romance type of genre. But basically at the end of it, it's like this coming of age type of thing. So it's like, here's the traumas and here's the depression and here's the ADHD and the anxiety and here's all of the things that are like the embodiment of me. But then I'm going to add in these details of like different people that I met along the way and different things, all with different character names and stuff. But it's all that inspiration of like things that I've been through, things that I've witnessed, things that like you put on paper that you've never really told anybody before, but because it's fiction, you're like,
It feels safer.
it feels way safer. And it is a very, very beautiful creative outlet. So the fact is, mine is not published. You have done the work, and there is a physical fucking copy in my hands in Texas right now. And it's awesome. It's awesome. Also, for those of you listening, she totally signed mine. And I'm
Yes.
yay.
I practiced my author signature so much.
As you should.
Yeah.
As
like-
you should.
Well, and then a few other people were like, oh, make sure your signature is different than what you sign your credit card statements with. And I'm like,
I would have not even thought about that.
Yeah,
I know, I'm like, have fun stealing my cards. There's nothing on there. Like, good luck.
I feel it. I feel that in my soul.
Well, and a really healing moment for me was, so my launch party. Can I talk about that?
Yes.
Please do.
Please.
Yes.
Okay, so first of all, I was having, the last 2 months have been absolutely nutters, chaotic, just with like 10,000 things all happening all at the same time. And so there came a point where I was no longer enjoying the idea of launching my book. I just was like, I just want to get through it. And then my friend Lauren View, who, plugging her, she owns the Wild Marigold.
She's amazing.
She's incredible. She made it her life mission that week to make sure that my launch party was everything little me like dreamed of. And I'm going to cry because being loved by people is weird and like uncomfy. But my launch party was at Main Street Coffee in Independence, which that coffee shop is so emotionally important to me because when I first moved here 14 years ago, that's one of the first places that I found, and I didn't know anybody here, and so that became a safe place. And then the game store, Game Cafe, is around the corner, and so like my husband and I spent so much time there, and then we got engaged on the square, and like Tristan was practically born on the Independence Square. Like it's been so much of our life, and so I wanted my launch party to be there. And then the manager, I've known her for a very long time, so she was just really happy to have me there. Also, when I have events, most of the time I draw a crowd somehow. So like, she's like,
Hell yeah.
So it helps the coffee shop. But what was really surreal to me is almost everybody that I could have imagined being there, that was capable of being there, was there. And it wasn't just the Casey Book Beat people or people I've met in the last year. It was people from all different parts of my life over the last 14 years. Like, they showed up, and I sold out in like the first hour. I brought 30 copies of my book, plus I had 20 pre-orders that were like pickup. So I sold out in the first hour, and I was like, you can order it online on my website. And then I still had orders trickling in, which was great. And obviously the sales and selling out was like fantastic. But what felt really great is that was the first time in a very long time that I felt like I am me. I have found myself again. I was dressed in like my color palette of like Ren Fair garb, dressed as my main character. And I felt like the true essence of myself for the first time in over a decade. And I know it was just because the air around me was of love and not, I hope this comes across correctly. People were there to celebrate me for something I did and not for something I did for other people. And I don't get that opportunity very often. I don't get celebrated as me for what I've done or me as just a person. I don't get that big celebration very often because I love that I can pour my days into other people. And I love so much that like, I think that I've helped people be successful in various ways. Like, that is my life's purpose, but it felt really nice that I got that for once.
Yeah.
Which is beautiful, considering I am one of the people that has witnessed the magic that is Trisha Otis's friendship. And it is hands down one of the most surreal, beautiful things that I've ever experienced. So I can say that I'm very proud that your people showed up for you at the launch party. I'm very, very excited about that.
And the other thing too is like my parents showed up and bought my book. And I was like, Mom, they're smutting it. She's like, I know you've had sex. And I'm like, no, no. Tristan came from a Cabbage Patch. But, and then I shipped off copies of my book to Texas where my brother and sister-in-law live because they bought copies. And then I'm about to send a copy to my other sister in Oklahoma. And like being the youngest sibling, I kind of, not by anybody's fault, but I always kind of felt the invisible child in a way. And so for having that moment, it felt, I don't know if there's a word for it. I feel
See?
seen. Yes. I feel seen. And again, not for what I can do for other people, but like for what I've done for me.
Which
And
is amazing.
I highly recommend it. It's uncomfy, but the other nice thing is, all the ladies on the KC Bookbeat board, they have been holding my hand through so many traumatic events this last year. Like, they've had to help me navigate big trauma after trauma after trauma. And so I think that's why it was so important. I think that is why I'm going to cry this whole podcast. I'm sorry. I think that's why it was
This time
important.
it's not me. That's listen.
I think that's why Melissa and Chelsea were so adamant about let me help you. You're going through it. And I'm like, but you guys are too. And they're like, and you're helping us too. Like, it's that reciprocation. And then obviously, like, I would not be where I am without Stacey at all. We kind of have a joke inside of the Stacey effect, because you meet her and you're working a job that you're like, it's fine, whatever. Like, my job is my job. You meet her and then she shows you what you're actually capable of. And then you get involved in KC Bookbeat or whatever. And then suddenly you hate your job and then you quit. And she's like, sorry, I believe in you guys.
She is an incredible human.
It's so weird to think about the last time that I was like recording this with you guys last year, about this time, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. It was later in November, but yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because my husband because I met you at Lit and Libations and I was drunk and was like, I want to be on your podcast.
Yeah. Best thing ever.
Yes. But yeah, it was a few days ago, a year ago, my husband had brain surgery. So I was at Lit and Libations, like just trying to survive, like working my full-time job, and like doing Lit and Libation stuff and raising my kid. Like, everything was just bad. Like, and I hated every part of my situation because it didn't feel like me. But what's funny is we talked about KC Bookbeat last year. I don't know if you know this. I was so scared the entire podcast that I was talking to you guys. I was terrified. You guys felt put together.
What a compliment.
Thank you.
By the end of the podcast, I knew
not.
better, but like, but you guys were doing the hard thing while living challenging lives. And I'm like, oh, maybe two things can exist at the same time. I can
Mhm.
go through something really positive while also going through really shitty things. So that kind of, you guys changed my perspective of a lot of things. So thank you for that.
Okay, this is your episode to cry, not mine.
But, and then at that, it's also funny because I went back and listened to that podcast episode. I'm like, I am not that girl anymore. Because you guys were asking me questions about KC Bookbeat, and I'm not going to lie, I had no idea what I was doing. I was so confused all the time because Stacey's the first person who ever was like, hey, she's very direct, but not like open direct, if that makes sense. So where she could see the value in the skills that I had, but she didn't tell me what those were.
Mm-hmm.
She just told me to go do things that utilize those. But at that point, I didn't think I brought any value. And so I was talking to you guys that whole time about KC Bookbeat, and I was like, I hope I'm not lying to them. I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't know anything.
You didn't. You were fine.
You did great.
Totally fine.
I mean, I talked to Stacey recently. She searched up our messages back and forth about that same time, and she was like, you're not that unconfident person anymore. And I'm like, that's so weird.
So, since we're on this fucking topic, can you tell the people, whoever is listening to this, last year, Stacey's position with KC Bookbeat was...
Oh, Stacey's?
No, I'm sorry. Oh my God, what an asshole. Trisha's position with Casey Bookbeat last year. Wow.
Yes. So
You're
this
right.
time,
Totally put together. You're right.
Mhm.
yes, this time last year, I actually was the community outreach coordinator. And then after some unknown time passed, and then I became vice president. And then now, as of about a month ago, I am the official president of Casey Bookbeat.
Yay! You deserve it. You
You.
deserve it. You are so good at it.
It's so much work and you are fucking killing it. It's
Yes.
so much work.
It's because I have an incredible team. You know, like they have really been the team that we have now makes me feel like we won't fail. Because I'm technologically savvy, but I don't want to be. I don't I don't like spreadsheets. I don't like sitting at a computer doing stuff. I will do marketing for 20 minutes and I'm like, I want to go run around. Like I have Zoom meetings all the time.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so because I don't enjoy doing the hard skills, I never thought that I was capable of being in a leadership position. But actually, Elle Spera, who's my vice president, and thank gods for her because she's a spreadsheet queen.
We love a spreadsheet. Over on Living Understaffed, we love a spreadsheet.
I'm like, please help me. And I was like, I don't want to show you my shared drive. And she's like, it's fine. We'll clean everything up. So she's working to set up like SOPs and processes and like real adult systems that I'm not good at. But, you know, when I was talking to her about everything happened in my brain like a month ago, I could be lying about timeline all the time. But her and I had coffee and we really went through things. And she let me just word vomit everything that needed to be done. And then she made it into structure. And I told her, I was like, I didn't think I'd be a good leader. And she was like, you are a good leader because you are a visionary, but you also listen to your people and you are vulnerable and you are transparent. And in school, when they talk about leadership skills, they don't talk about those soft skills. They don't talk about the people skills you need. They just talk about the hard skills, you know? And I'm like, I have hard skills. I just don't have the attention span.
Yes.
It's also because they're talking about a man. So,
Facts. But I think one of my strengths, if I can compliment myself, is I can connect with people well.
That's true.
And I fully plan on leading Casey Bookbeat as though I were a Disney princess at the end of the movie, you know?
Yes. Please.
Because more than anything, I don't want anybody who is involved in our community or who wants to get involved in our community. I want to make sure everybody feels seen and heard, even if it hurts. You know, once I stepped into presidency, I made it my mission to talk to some people who maybe didn't like us for one reason or another. And I'm like, I want to open this dialogue. I just want to understand and what can we do going forward better, you know, because we are in our first year. We're going to make mistakes.
Definitely.
But anything that goes wrong with Casey Bookbeat, it falls back on me. I will take full responsibility for it, even if I didn't have my hands in it. But yeah, that is a lot of pressure to have of like, okay, I need to make sure that things go well. Not like, again, we are going to have failures. Like that's just part of being an organization. We're going to have failures. But the biggest thing that I want to make sure of is that we own up to those failures because I think that's the hardest thing to do.
Yeah. And I feel like people have more faith in an organization when they can be like, hey, we messed up, but we're trying to do better.
Yes. And a lot of that is, and I think, again, this is where my particular set of skills comes in. I can have comfortable conversations like that with people, and hopefully they don't feel like it's an attack or an accusation. It's just, I just want to make sure everybody feels taken care of and comfortable.
Yeah. And I think that's really underrated, or I think it was really underrated for a long time.
Yes.
Because, well, most of these spaces were for men, and then now they're like, because there are more women in organizations, just in general, they're being taken more seriously and like run the way that with like more soft skills Like there's more emphasis on soft skills. Not that the hard skills don't matter, but just like it
Right.
doesn't really matter how great your hard skills are if you're a complete asshole.
Right. And hard skills, for the most part, are teachable skills.
Mhm.
Those can be taught. It's the soft skills that aren't quite so much.
Mm-hmm. And they can
But I
be
think,
taught too, but it takes a lot of effort to
yes.
be able to teach those, and the person has to want to learn them, and they have to want it, and not everyone does.
I love you, Trisha.
I love you
I'm
so much.
very glad that you're on the show again. It's going to make other people jealous because we have other people that are like backlogged on getting scheduled, and I just
We just love you so much. Really.
It's
I love you
true.
guys.
It's true. So, before we wrap, Trisha, tell us where we can find your book. Tell us what's best for you, like Kindle Unlimited. Tell us about some of your upcoming events. Also, we do need to know where you're going to be at.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so obviously it's available on Amazon. I have it open for KU, and then I also do have, if you want to order directly from me and you get autographed copies, you can go to my website, trishaotis.com. Fulfillment on that is going to be a little bit delayed because I'm about to have an organ ripped out, so...
And you and Stacy have also opened up.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I forgot. I'm living understaffed.
Truly.
Yeah, so Stacy and I did open up an event space called the Story Loft in the historic Inglewood Arts District. We wanted to give KC Bookbeat like a home space, but also we have it opened up to any other types of like vending events and what have you. So,
Where can people, if people want to book that, where can they look more into that and see like events and stuff?
right now, because we're still kind of making it pretty, it's kind of ugly a little bit. But right now, I would just say go to our Facebook and just message us on there.
Okay.
Well, the flooring is gorgeous.
Oh my gosh, it's amazing.
It's so pretty. Okay, so Storyloft, TrishaOtis.com, of course, socials, Facebook, all that happy jazz. KC Bookbeat also is KCBookbeat.com, or is it KansasCityBookbeat.com?
It's KCBookbeat.com.
Okay. So for any of our listeners, we are huge fans of KC Bookbeat. Our circle for Kansas City is pretty huge there just because of KC Bookbeat and Lit and Libations in May.
I love you guys so much.
We love you too.
All right,
We're so
Erika.
glad you came on. And you're doing great things.
Honestly.
Yeah.
I'm overwhelmed.
Yep.
That's okay too. Both can be true at the same time.
I'm honestly looking forward to an anesthesia nap on Thursday.
But you did say that your therapist said that probably wasn't a good thing. But I don't care because that sounds phenomenal.
Oh, yeah.
Do a 2-for-1 special, like a couples massage.
Let's go. I'll hold your hand while we fall asleep. Listen.
Like otters.
God, that sounds
Yes.
I love that.
Okay.
All right,
Now
I'm going to let you guys go too, so you can nap, and I need to feed my kid.
Okay, yes, feed the child. I am legendarily bad at this, so you have to give me a minute. I have spirit fingers. I have a whole... That's it for us, everybody. Thank you so much for listening. Remember our affiliates.
Visit our link tree for all the information.
Yep. Our the OG Forever Storage, Everyday Dose, the mushroom coffee, and Primal Queen, which are the supplements. Our book club, all of that information is also going to be in the link tree, and it's on our Discord, and it will be in the show notes. Our Discord is poppin'. Please join. We love it. We love everybody in it. It's delightful. We share pictures of our dogs sometimes. It's pristine. We love it. Thank you, and we love you, and without you, we would be potting into the void. That was a journey.
That was excellent.